World Championship Wrestling proudly presents the Clash of the Champions 4 Beach Blast. Welcome to San Diego, California. Josh with you. It's another sold-out crowd for another World Championship Wrestling event. 9 matches tonight, including 5 title matches. Starting off with the U.S. Tag Team title matchup. The former champions about to make their way to the ring. The Clawmaster Baron von Raschke and the Russian Bear Ivan Koloff. Their manager Paul Jones follows. They are hoping to regain the U.S. Tag Team title tonight from the champions Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert and Dog-Faced Gremlin Rick Steiner. Our main event is for the World Heavyweight title. The champion, the boss, Magnum TA, will defend against Nature Boy Ric Flair. Also, the World Tag Team titles on the line. The champions, the Rock and Roll Express, will face the Midnight Express, Sweet Stan Lane, and Beautiful Bobby Eaton. Also for the U.S. Heavyweight title, the champion Sting will take on the former champion, the Russian Nightmare Nikita Koloff. And for the World Television Championship, it'll be the Enforcer, the champion Arn Anderson, defending against the American Dream Dusty Rhodes. All that and so much more. Thank you so much for being with us. Baron and Ivan have won 2 matches, lost 1, and had 1 draw in tag team action. That 1 loss came at the hands of the champions, Eddie Gilbert and Rick Steiner. They are 2-0, and they lead this series 1-0. Missy Hyatt following her men to the ring. They are members of her stable, Hot Stuff International, and they have been the champions for 35 days. They won those titles back on July 26th. In singles action in this series, both teams have won a match and both have lost a match. Ivan Koloff defeated Rick Steiner, and also Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert defeated Baron von Raschke. So Koloff and Gilbert undefeated in this series. Steiner and Raschke winless. That is in singles action. So if you factor in the singles matches, Gilbert and Steiner still lead the series 2-1. Number 1, Paul Jones, of course, in the corner of the challengers. Missy Hyatt in the corner of the champions. Fans, let's go down now to our ring announcer.
WCW United States Tag Team Baron, the Russian Gladiator Irwin Koloff, on the way to the ring at a combined weight of 579 pounds. Baron and the Russian Gladiator Irwin Koloff. Baron, the Russian Gladiator Irwin Koloff, and their opponents at a combined weight of 500 pounds. They are the Tag Team Champions, the Gremlin Rick Steiner and Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert.
Fans, carve out at least 2 hours tonight for tonight's program. We might go longer if needed. 9 big matches coming your way. What a feud this has been between Hot Stuff International and Paul Jones's Army. We'll see it continue later on as U.S. Champion Sting defends against the former champion, the Russian Nightmare, Nikita Koloff. It's going to be Baron von Raschke starting things off against Rick Steiner. 20-minute time limit in this title match. And Raschke goes to the eyes. Punch to the midsection. Raschke. Vertical suplex. Nice execution. Missy Hyatt worried already. The former champions, they were such a dominant team until they ran into Steiner and Gilbert. Raschke and Koloff upended Sam Houston and Ron Simmons to win those U.S. titles so long ago. And then lost the belts to Steiner and Gilbert. Raschke might be going for the claw very early. Not even 1 minute into the matchup. Steiner says no way and takes down Raschke. Raschke rolls out to the floor. Look out for Missy Hyatt out there. She will occasionally get involved. Good block there by Raschke. Gilbert was tagged in. Beautiful suplex there by Baron von Raschke. Picks him up. Knee to the midsection. Kick to the gut. And another. Down goes Eddie. Raschke just walking all over the man. Picks him up. Kick to the midsection by Eddie. Gilbert now. Inverted atomic drop. Gilbert will apply another. This time Raschke crumples to the mat. Gilbert fired up. Koloff reaching over the top rope wants the tag. Raschke unable to make it. Beautiful suplex there by Eddie Gilbert. Gilbert now twisting the neck. The champion's now in command. Gilbert now bouncing Raschke's head off the mat. Trying to knock the man out. Jawbreaker. Down goes Raschke. Baron takes Gilbert to the mat. Just wrenched his arm. Whips him into the corner. Tag made to the Russian Bear. Double team coming up. Koloff with a knee ready. And Raschke just dropped Gilbert gut first over that hard knee. Drives the wrist against the mat. Koloff just taunting Gilbert now. Daring him to get up. Eddie to his feet. Big right hand. Front face locked by Hot Stuff. Picks him up. Returns the favor. He just busted Koloff's gut over his knee. Over the waiting knee of Eddie Gilbert. Returned the favor. Scoops him up. Slams him down. Quick cover here by Hot Stuff. Leg hooked. Hey, 1 count only. Gilbert whips him in. Charging in. Tag made to the dog-faced gremlin. Hops to the second rope. Double axe handle right to the bicep. Belly to back suplex. He planted him. He planted Koloff. Drives the elbow to the chest. Now Koloff. Reversal. Good tackle. Nice takedown. And now kicks the lower back of Steiner. He wants to lock in that bear hug, force a submission, and recapture those U.S. Tag Team titles, bringing them into the camp of Paul Jones's army. They have 2 opportunities tonight to take home titles. This is their first. Nikita Koloff, of course, challenging Sting later for the U.S. Heavyweight Championship. Good takedown there by Koloff. Steiner ran into him, but was like running into a brick wall, and a strong headbutt and clothesline followed up by the Russian Bear. Reversal. Swinging neckbreaker. Hot Stuff coming over. Cheap shot there by Gilbert. Referee did not see it. But now, referee Bill Scott orders Gilbert out of the ring. Koloff setting him up. He's looking for the Russian sickle. He'll turn him inside out if he hits it. Charging in. Steiner caught him. Big power slam by Rick Steiner. He saw it coming. Had that move well scouted. Drops the elbow to the lower back. Koloff and Steiner have met in singles action before. Koloff won that contest. Stomps the arm. And we are fast approaching 15 minutes remaining in the time limit. A time limit draw would of course mean that Steiner and Gilbert retain. Steiner was going for the belly-to-belly suplex. Koloff cut him with a headbutt, and I think that busted open the forehead, maybe the nose of Rick Steiner. Looks like the forehead. Double team coming up. Hot Stuff tried to grab Baron von Raschke as he went off the ropes, and referee Bill Scott saw it. He has warned Gilbert not to get involved. Big clothesline by Raschke, excuse me. Koloff, of course, looking worse for wear, leaning on the top rope. Raschke targeting that open wound. Knee to the lower back. Rick Steiner in trouble. He stomps the lower back. Camel clutch applied. Here comes Eddie Gilbert in. He is wailing away on Raschke. Unable to break the hold. Raschke just deflected those blows. And referee Bill Scott ordered Eddie Gilbert out of the ring. He said he would disqualify him. Steiner had to get out on his own, and he did. Tag made to Eddie Gilbert. Eddie charges in. Beautiful clothesline. Snaps the head down. Head of steam from Eddie Gilbert. Running elbow drop. Picks up Raschke. Russian leg sweep. Beautifully executed by the champion. Gilbert with a right hand sends Koloff off the apron. Measures him. Drives the fist between the eyes. And now Eddie Gilbert going up top. High-risk move. Flying elbow drop. Gilbert makes the cover. Leg hook, 2. A 2 count. Baron kicked out. Picks up Raschke. Another jawbreaker. And Gilbert was going for perhaps a figure 4 leg lock. Raschke boots him away. Raschke trying to crawl over to the corner and make the tag, and he will. The Russian Bear tagged in. He runs over Gilbert. What a forearm shot. And clips the legs. Gilbert now in trouble. Here comes Rick Steiner from behind. Steiner. Koloff just took him down. But Steiner gets to his feet quickly. Good go behind and a nice takedown by Rick Steiner. Rick Steiner trying to rub the blood out of his eyes. Running down from the forehead. Bill Scott, the referee, ordered Steiner out. Russian leg sweep on Koloff. Gilbert now measuring Koloff. Fan standing here in San Diego. Koloff shoves him down. Gilbert lost his footing there. I think he was going for a drop toe hold. Very smart move by Koloff to just back away to avoid it. Right hands in the corner, fist and fire. Driving that fist to the head. Down goes Koloff. Rolls him over. Cover. Leg hooked. 1. A 1 count only. Koloff kicks out. Eddie went for the right hand. Baron moved out of the way and delivered one of his own. Rick Steiner races in and takes a cheap shot on Russian Bear Ivan Koloff. We've got all 4 men in the ring, but referee Bill Scott just ordered Steiner out. And out goes the Baron. Down to the floor goes Baron. Eddie now has Ivan. Beautiful suplex there by Eddie Gilbert. Stomps the arm. Trying to force the submission. Koloff slips free. Went for the body slam. Good block by Koloff. Takes down Gilbert. And Paul Jones just threw a chair into the ring. Koloff looking for the Russian sickle. Here comes Rick Steiner in. Good interference there by Steiner. That shoulder tackle thwarted any hope of delivering the Russian sickle. And now Gilbert trying to regain the advantage here. He says he's going to put Koloff to sleep. Inside cradle instead. Might have him. No, Koloff was in the ropes. The referee called for the break. Went for the high knee lift. Nobody home. Koloff. Inverted atomic drop. We've got all 4 men in the ring. Referee needs to restore some order. Good back suplex by Steiner onto Raschke there. Not the legal men. And Steiner's having trouble seeing the blood just pouring down into the eyes. Gilbert and Koloff, the legal men, both on the mat as we approach 10 minutes remaining in the time limit. Bill Scott ordering Raschke out of the ring. And Gilbert delivers a right hand. Sends Baron sailing to the floor. Gilbert now. Another inside cradle. Can he hold him down? 1, 2, near fall. No! Thought he had him. It was just a near fall. He nearly held him down. And Gilbert now strutting. Turned his back on his opponent. Not a smart move. But luckily he turned around in time to see Koloff coming up from behind. Gilbert again. Too much showboating. Rolls him up. Can he hold him down? Middle of the ring. 1, 2. Another near fall. The Russian Bear kicked out. This has been a chaotic tag team match to start off the program. Here at Beach Blast. 1, 2. Another near fall. Koloff again able to kick out. And he is bloodied as well. I'm not sure when that occurred, but the blood flowing down from the forehead of the Russian Bear. Front face lock. Good reversal by Koloff. Koloff. Bear hug. Bear hug. He's got it locked in. Steiner needs to help his partner. Can he break free here? Yes. Steiner. Japanese belly-to-belly suplex. That would have been over if Steiner had not interfered, but it might be over anyway. Cover here by Koloff. Again, Steiner makes the save. Baron rushing in. He rushed in. Again, all 4 men in the ring. What a Russian sickle by Koloff onto Rick Steiner. And Steiner now no longer a factor in this matchup. He is on the floor. And Koloff's looking for the Russian sickle. If he hits it, we've got new champions. Look out, Eddie. Charging in. Eddie caught him. Eddie caught him. Big body slam. And now Gilbert sizing up Koloff. What's he going to do here? Koloff just collapsed. Koloff is worn out. Gilbert has him up. Pile driver. He planted him. He planted Koloff. Down goes Raschke. Paul Jones yelling at Gilbert. Gilbert with a cover. Wraps up the leg. Can he hold him down? Retain. The champions retain. What a match here tonight. Eddie Gilbert and Rick Steiner were taken to the limit by the former champions. But Gilbert and Steiner will retain here at Clash of the Champions 4 Beach Blast. What a great way to kick off the program. Still so much great action remaining. We're going to see Tommy Rich taking on Larry Zbyszko in a 2 out of 3 falls match. That is coming up next, fans. Here's the official word.
Here are your winners, and still the WCW United States Tag Team, the Gremlin, Rick Steiner, and Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert.
Please don't go away. There's so much more action still to come. Welcome back, wrestling fans. Steiner and Gilbert still your U.S. Tag Team Champions. Larry Zbyszko making his way to the ring, along with his manager, Medusa.
The following contest is a 2 out of 3 falls match. Making his way to the ring, accompanied by Medusa. And from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 233 pounds, the Living Legend.
It was 2 weeks ago that Larry Zbyszko made his debut here in World Championship Wrestling, losing to Wildfire Tommy Rich. And last week, at the start of the program, we saw Zbyszko attacking Tommy Rich in the locker room area. And this match was quickly signed. A 2 out of 3 falls bout. Each win and loss will count in the record books. Both men trying to move up the mountain here in World Championship Wrestling. And Wildfire Tommy Rich makes his way to the ring.
Opponent from Tennessee, weighing in at 235 pounds, Tommy.
Tommy Rich leads the head-to-head series 1 match to 0. And Wildfire Tommy Rich has 4 wins and 2 losses. Zbyszko, of course, 0-1. Neither man have collided in tag team action against each other. The fans clearly behind Wildfire Tommy Rich here this evening. They're hoping for a clean sweep from Wildfire. The first man to score 2 pinfalls or submissions, or countout or DQ wins, will be the victor. There is a 30-minute time limit in this one. Coming up next, fans, the big I Quit match. Lex Luger taking on the Barbarian. Zbyszko testing the rigidity of the ropes as he yanks on the top one. There's the bell. Good takedown there by Wildfire Tommy Rich. Medusa looking concerned already. No one in the corner of Wildfire Tommy Rich. But Rich may not need anybody. He is stomping a mud hole in Larry Zbyszko. Good forearm shot there by the Living Legend. Has him up. Drops him. Good first over the knee, and Zbyszko taking time to pose, showing off his so-called karate skills. Good takedown there by Zbyszko. There is no doubt about it. He is a fine scientific wrestler, but so is Wildfire Tommy Rich. Larry sets him up, snaps the head down. Hope you've had a great summer. Hard to believe it's wrapping up. Lateral press. Easy kick out by Rich. Did not even score a 1 count. That would even have counted in amateur wrestling. Forearm shot there by Wildfire. Good running forearm shot. Drives the knee to the throat. Rich now, front face lock. Rolls him over. There you see some amateur wrestling on display by Rich. Tommy picks him up. Into the corner. Charging in. Went for the drop kick. Nobody home. Zbyszko moved out of the way. Good heads-up move by the living legend. Big slam. A pin, but gets a 1 count only. Drives the wrist against the mat. Good neck breaker. Zbyszko looking for a submission win over Tommy Rich here. Trying to go out early to a 1-0 lead, but Rich rolls free. Running clothesline by Wildfire. A knee to the throat. Chin lock. Zbyszko gets to a vertical base. Drives, then elbow to the midsection. Whips him into the corner. Puts him up on the top rope. Zbyszko might be going for a superplex here. Instead, a brainbuster or a DDT. Sort of a combo there. Lateral press. 1. Trying to go up 1-0, but Rich kicks out. Elbow to the midsection. Beautiful drop kick by Tommy Rich. Rich charging in, clothesline, up and over goes Larry Zbyszko, and Rich follows him out to the floor. Countouts, disqualifications apply in this one. Let's hope we don't see either. Rich has been thrown headfirst into that announcing table. Big forearm shot. Our broadcast table being used as a weapon, and Zbyszko taking his time getting back to the ring. He is hoping to score a countout win to go up 1-0. Zbyszko back in the ring. Rich is as well. Suplex. Holds him down. 1. A 1 count. Zbyszko trying to force Rich to submit. Rich rolls free. Snap suplex by Wildfire. Rich slow to get to his, or Zbyszko slow to get to his feet. Good strike there by Tommy Rich. And that might be all. Zbyszko not knocked out. Rich just stalking him here. What's Rich planning? He is waiting for Zbyszko to get to his feet. Wildfire is going to deliver it again, but no, a kick to the midsection. Rich waited way too long. Mistake there by Tommy Rich, and he might get pinned here. 1, 2, a 2 count only. 25 minutes remaining in the time limit. Front face lock by the living legend. Armbar. Will Rich submit right here? Zbyszko so good at applying the pressure. But Wildfire pushes him off. Luz Esprez raining down right hands. And Zbyszko busted open. Cover. That's going to be all. But there's Medusa. 1, 2, 3. He had him pinned. Rich should be up 1-0, but Medusa distracted referee Bill Scott. And that cost Tommy Rich a 1-0 advantage here. He had Zbyszko down for the 3 count. But Tommy Rich, unfazed, rushes in. Zbyszko flips him around. And look at the blood flowing down from the forehead of Larry Zbyszko. Zbyszko fights back. Again, that slam. Larry now taunting Wildfire. Daring him to get up. Zbyszko now front face lock. What a forearm shot. That really stunned Tommy Rich. Zbyszko now will execute a superplex, but no, Wildfire. Nice move. I thought Wildfire, Tommy Rich was going to counter that. It was a brain buster. The top of his head. He got the shoulder up. Zbyszko complains of a slow count. Larry just banged Rich's head off that top turnbuckle in that brain buster move. But Wildfire somehow able to kick out. Small package, middle of the ring. Can he hold him down? No, only a 2 count. Still nothing in this one. Zbyszko sizing up Wildfire Tommy Rich. He might be going for the brain buster. There it is. Middle of the ring. Cover. Wraps up the leg. Can he hold him down? 2. He got him. And Zbyszko leads 1-0. Tommy Rich trying to jump to his feet. The bell just woke him up. He knows if he loses one more match, this one's over. Good shoulder tackle there. And Zbyszko exacts revenge against Wildfire Tommy Rich. They are even now 1-1. But in this matchup tonight, Zbyszko holds the advantage. 1-0. Rich trying to even it up. 1. A 1 count. Larry kicked out. Rich with the elbow to the top of the head, already to that bloodied forehead. Trying to gash it open even wider. Good jawbreaker there by Zbyszko, and a running clothesline. He took him down. And Zbyszko looking for the submission victory. We have seen some great action already here this evening. And what a match 2 weeks ago when these two squared off. Many called it the match of the night. And I think it was. Good armbar here by Zbyszko. Both men could very well challenge for a major championship here in World Championship Wrestling. But they are going to need the victory here tonight. Zbyszko leading 1-0. Vicious chop there by the living legend. Belly-to-belly suplex. Cover. 1, 2. He got him. I was about to say he didn't hook his leg, but he didn't need to. Stunning victory here over Wildfire Tommy Rich. Rich was spent. Rich just passed exhaustion, and Zbyszko just pinned him and takes it in the sweep, 2-0. Fans stunned. There you see it earlier. One has to wonder if he did not suffer a concussion after 2 brain busters. One executed to the top turnbuckle, the other in the middle of the ring, and Zbyszko is your winner.
Here is your winner, the living legend.
Impressive victory by Larry Zbyszko here this evening. Don't go anywhere, fans. Still more great action to come. The Clash of the Champions 4 Beach Blast continues now. This is an I Quit match. Barbarian taking on Lex Luger.
The following contest is a submission match. Making his way to the ring, accompanied by Paul Jones. And from your darkest fears, weighing in at 300 pounds, the Barbarian.
We have seen the Barbarian using the human torture rack in matches, and Lex Luger took offense to that since that is his finisher. And he has challenged Barbarian to an I Quit match here this evening. Could Barbarian force Luger to submit to the rack? His own maneuver. And what do we have here? What an ovation for Luger, but also for Missy Hyatt, who is coming out with a total package.
Accompanied by Melissa. And from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 275 pounds, the total package, Lex Luger.
There have been rumors that Missy Hyatt was close to signing Lex Luger as the newest member of Hot Stuff International, and apparently those rumors proven true here this evening. Luger, of course, a close friend to Sting, who is also a member of the stable. And apparently Luger has joined forces. He is now a member of Hot Stuff International. What a stable she has. Number 1, Paul Jones in the corner of the Barbarian, and Luger lucky to have Missy in his corner. Right hand there by the total package. Went for the jab. Nobody home. 20-minute time limit in this matchup. Luger stomps the lower back. Lex Luger has 5 wins, 6 losses, and 1 draw. Barbarian attacking the knee. Barbarian 1 win, 1 loss, and 1 draw in singles action. They have met before in tag team action. In fact, Lex Luger scored a pinfall victory over the Barbarian just a couple weeks ago. So Luger has the 1-0 advantage, at least in tag action and singles action. They have not squared off. Good brainbuster there by the Barbarian. The only way to win this is to force your opponent to submit. Countouts. And he's going for it early. He's got Luger up in his own maneuver. The human torture rack. Just 19 minutes remaining in the time limit. Just 1 minute into the match. But Luger is a master of that hold. He knows how to escape. Luger now takes down the Barbarian. Luger seems unfazed. Unaffected whatsoever from that rack. Double axe handle to the back. Luger now has Barbarian up. DDT. He rocked the Barbarian. Barbarian rolls out of the way. Right hand. Solid right hand by the Barbarian. He is as tough as they come. Spins him around. And just dropped him back first over that knee. The shoulder claw. I was about to say camel clutch, but is a shoulder claw by Barbarian. Luger down from behind. Grabs the Barbarian. Slings him off the rope. Stomps the legs. Barbarian rolls out of the way. Vicious clothesline. He rocked Luger. Now pounding the chest. He has some support here in San Diego, California. Barbarian now, look at the strength. Military press. Slams him down. Missy Hyatt looking extremely worried. Barbarian going up top. High risk move. Luger just collapsed. Drives the knee to the chest. Maybe to the windpipe of Lex Luger. And now the Barbarian turns him over. Boston Crab. I do not think rope breaks apply in this one. So Luger, even if he grabs that bottom rope, it's not going to break the hold. Right hand there by Luger. Big slam by the total package. Strong kick to the back. Luger now picking up the Barbarian. Discus punch. Nice execution. The Barbarian trying to pull himself out. Luger with a waist lock. What a suplex there by Luger. Went for the kick, nobody home. Barbarian from behind, Russian leg sweep. And the Barbarian looking for that submission. The Boston Crab once more applied. Luger is close to the ropes, but it doesn't matter. Good job by Luger to break out of that move. But a beautiful clothesline and a good takedown. And Barbarian maintains the advantage. Luger again slips free. Barbarian very smart. Applying those submission holds, trying to wear down the total package. And he is really working over the back of Luger. He wants to force Luger to submit to that human torture rack, his own maneuver. And he's going to try it once more. Can he get him up? Yes, he can, for the second time. 15 minutes left in the time limit. Can Luger hold on? He's got it locked in better this time. Luger's in trouble. Luger might have to submit to his own move. But Luger again punching the back of the head. And that forces Barbarian to release. And now it's Luger focusing on the back of Barbarian. And Lex taking time to flex for the crowd. Now Luger with the camel clutch. Again, that's a lot of pressure on the back and the neck. Barbarian might submit. Referee Bill Scott checking in. Luger's got it locked in for a long time. It doesn't matter if Barbarian's able to get the foot under the rope. There's no breaks in this one. The only thing that might break is his back. Barbarian grabs the wrists, able to pry them away from his chin. Good clothesline there by the Barbarian. Leaping elbow drop. And now the Barbarian applying that vicious nerve hold. That nerve hold, the shoulder claw. A paralyzing maneuver. But Luger able to take down the Barbarian with a swipe of the arm to the back. Once more with that belly-to-belly suplex. Luger, Barbarian, kick to the midsection. Might have been a bit low. Barbarian, he's going for it again for the third time. Third time could be a charm. Luger again locked in that human torture rack for the third time this evening. Can he get out? Barbarian's got it locked in for a long time here. Luger. Did he submit? No, he didn't. He did not submit. Again, Luger pounding the back of the head. That'll rattle your skull. Good gorilla press there by the total package. And now it's Luger locking in the camel clutch once more. No, he's just driving the weight down on the back. Thought he was going for the clutch. Slams the wrist against the mat, trying to shatter it. A shoulder claw applied by Luger. Barbarian sweeps the leg. Barbarian going up top. High risk move. What a knee drop. Might have caved in the chest of Luger. 13 minutes left in the time limit. A shoulder claw applied. Paul Jones pumping the fist. But he only has a moment to celebrate. Luger right back in control. Again, Luger with a backbreaker. Luger again locking on that camel clutch. He has gone to that move a lot here this evening. He knows pinfalls don't count. He usually scores quite a few pinfall wins despite having that human torture rack as a weapon. Barbarian has him up. Powerbomb with authority. And follows it up quickly with the Boston Crab. Luger, his fingertips graze that bottom rope, but it doesn't count. He's going to have to power out with his leg strength, and he does. Barbarian rolls out under the bottom rope, now on the apron. Pulls himself up by the top rope. Luger knocks him off to the floor. There are no countouts in this one. You can only win by submission. Luger picks up the Barbarian. It's Luger now. Hammerlock. What an elbow there to the jaw by the Barbarian. That right hand rocked Luger. But Luger fighting back. Has Barbarian up. Just dropped him on the apron. Barbarian just crumbles to the floor. Luger throws him back in the ring. Missy Hyatt encouraging the Luger to put away the Barbarian. Went for the clothesline, nobody home. Barbarian going for the brainbuster. He rocked him. If pinfalls counted, Barbarian could have pinned him right there and won this matchup. Barbarian going up top. Flips around. He's going for the moonsault, and he landed it. Right on the ribs of Luger. And now Barbarian trying to force Luger to give up. Will he cry uncle right here? Will he quit? Barbarian bearing the knee to the lower back. Luger slips free. Front face lock. What a knee. He kneed him right in the jaw. Big body slam by Luger. And now Lex locking in the camel clutch once again. That has to be the 5th time he's gone for that hold here this evening. And again, the Barbarian, too strong. He's able to pry away the hands and escape. And the Barbarian double underhook spins him around. Again, cracks the back of Luger. And Luger's in a lot of pain. He was twitching, grabbing the back. And now Barbarian, for the 4th time, has him in the human torture rack. And this might be the final time. Luger has taken so much punishment to that lower back, he's close to submitting here. So much pain. Can Luger block that out? Can he block out the pain? Luger will not give up. Able to slip free. And now Lex picks up the Barbarian. Look at the strength of Luger. He has taken so much punishment in this contest. Dropped him throat first over the top rope. And now working over the leg, sawing it back and forth. Stomps the bicep, trying to take away any strength remaining in those arms of the Barbarian. If Barbarian hoists him up one more time, once more for that human torture rack, it's going to be over. Luger now, standing vertical suplex. Good execution. Missy Hyatt raising both arms in victory, but Luger has not won this one. In fact, he's a long way from it. Look, he's winded. Leaning over with his hands on his knees. Barbarian fired up here. You saw him just slap the mat, and he just floored Luger with a clothesline. Missy Hyatt picked up her man and moved him out of the way. Barbarian came crashing off the top, but Missy Hyatt came to the rescue. She moved Luger out of the way. And now Luger picks up the Barbarian. Grabs him by the ear. Forceful blow to the back. And now Luger, head first, goes the Barbarian against that hard apron. Luger picks him up. Spins him around. Whips him back into the ring. And now Luger measures him. Elbow right to the forehead. 8 minutes remain in the time limit. Luger. Good takedown by the total package. Again, stomping the biceps. Luger knows he does not want to be caught in that rack once more. High elevation on the backdrop. And now Luger. Double axe handle to the square of the back. Luger again trying to regroup. He has taken a lot of punishment in this one. He's going to turn him over and apply the Boston Crab. This could be all for the Barbarian. Luger has it locked in. Missy Hyatt encouraging him to lean back farther. The Barbarian crying out, no, he will not submit. Good strength in the legs of the Barbarian. He's able to power free. Luger grabs him, big slam. 7 minutes left in the time limit. This one could very well go all the way to a time limit draw. Beautiful elbow right to the chest. Luger slams the wrist against the mat. Luger has him up. Big right hand. He's going for the rack. Can he get him up? He's got the Barbarian up. He's got him up. Referee checking in. Can Barbarian get out? No, he can't. He surrendered. He said, I quit. And Lex Luger wins. What a win by the total package, Lex Luger. But he falls to one knee in exhaustion. He is your winner here this evening. We saw who is the true master of the human torture rack. Barbarian locked it in 4 times on Luger. Luger only needed once to make the Barbarian cry out, I quit. And Luger is your winner. Great night so far for Hot Stuff International 2-0. And there you see it, Luger. No one does it better. Puts him up in that human torture rack. Barbarian sustained so much damage to the back. He was forced to cry, I quit. And Luger is your winner.
Here is your winner, the total package, Lex Luger.
Don't go away, wrestling fans. It's Jimmy Garvin and Ron Garvin taking on the Long Riders. That is coming up next. It is time for tag team action. The Garvins, Ron and Jimmy, taking on the Long Riders, Wild Bill Irwin and Black Bart.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, accompanied by Precious, and at a combined weight of 477 pounds, gorgeous Jimmy Garvin and Ron Garvin.
This feud began when Black Bart, on numerous occasions, attacked Ron Garvin unprovoked, from as far as I know. Both men just trying to move up the ladder here in World Championship Wrestling. And of course, gorgeous Jimmy Garvin said you don't mess with family.
And their opponents, at a combined weight of 535 pounds, Bill Irwin and Black Bart.
And of course, gorgeous Jimmy Garvin and Precious coming to the aid of Ron Garvin. What a tag team match this should be. This is the first time that Jimmy and Ron have teamed here in World Championship Wrestling. The Long Riders have 2 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw. Their most impressive victory came at the Great American Bash when they defeated the Road Warriors in a Tornado Tag Team match. It'll be Wild Bill starting off against Gorgeous Jimmy. Right hands there by Gorgeous Jimmy. 20-minute time limit in this one. These men have met in singles action. Black Bart defeated Ron Garvin in singles action. We also saw Jimmy Garvin defeat the man he has in the ring right now, Wild Bill Irwin. Collar and elbow tie-up. Side headlock. Garvin's got it Frenched in. Good takeover. Has Wild Bill to the mat. Head scissors. Wild Bill really has it locked in. Garvin breaks free. Big body slam by Garvin. So in essence, they are locked in at 1 win each. But those wins came in singles action. They have not met in tag action yet until now. Tag made to Ron Garvin. Double team coming up from the Garvins. High cross body by Ron. Garvin, Jimmy Garvin just propelled him. Good assist there by Gorgeous Jimmy. Garvin charge again. Thunderous clothesline on Wild Bill. And a knee right to the mouth. And Wild Bill in trouble. He'll roll out of bounds. He needs a timeout. He is walking outside the ring. Here comes Ron Garvin in pursuit. Wild Bill back in the ring. Garvin went for the leg of Wild Bill. He snaps down Wild Bill. But now it's Black Bart pulling Ron Garvin off the apron, and Garvin hit face first. Now he's thrown into the steel. That steel railing that separates our fine fans from the action. Garvin pulls Black Bart off the apron. Here comes Wild Bill over. Wild Bill throws him back in the ring. Bill makes it back in. Ron Garvin grabs him, whips him into the corner. And Wild Bill caught him with a left. Beautiful move there by Irwin. Armbar here by Wild Bill. The Long Riders, of course, scoring that impressive win over the Road Warriors at the Great American Bash. If you do not know, fans, if you don't watch every week, the Road Warriors have been suspended through the month of September when Hawk attacked referee Bill Scott. They were fined and suspended. Suspended without pay. They can return on October 1st. Booth ass press here. Fist and fire from the Barbarian. Or excuse me, for Black Bart. I was thinking about Barbarian from the previous match. Double axe handle. And Bart just putting the boost to Ron Garvin. And now trying to make him cry uncle here with his submission hold. 17 minutes remain in the time limit. I understand the Road Warriors will be part of the Lethal Lottery starting on October the 1st. As we begin the Halloween Havoc Tour, we'll have daily shows for you in the month of October, but just one match. One match a day for the first 15 or 16 days, I believe, of October. You can catch World Championship Wrestling here on the American Entertainment Channel. Right hands there by Garvin. He is called the man with the hands of stone. And he proved it right there with that solid right hand. And now Garvin now choking Bart again on the top rope. Slings him off. Now Garvin with a Garvin stomp. He's going to put away Bart right here. Revenge from that singles loss earlier this year. Cover. Wild Bill's got the referee distracted, and he'll make the save. He saved his partner right there. He would have been pinned, I think. Right hand there by Wild Bill. I think Garvin had him beat right there for the 3 count. But Wild Bill came to the rescue. And now Bart gets to his feet. Charge again. A blindsided attack on gorgeous Jimmy Garvin, knocking him off the apron. He came close to hitting Precious. And now Precious checking on gorgeous Jimmy. Ron Garvin made it back into the ring. I think Bart was going out to attack Jimmy Garvin. Stomps the face of Ron. Picks him up. Whips him into the corner. Tag made the Wild Bill Irwin double team coming up from the Long Riders. Double backdrop. Had the man up in the lights. Good elevation. Garvin makes the tag to Jimmy. Jimmy racing in. What a clothesline there by gorgeous Jimmy. And Jimmy again went for the clothesline. Nobody home. He misexecuted there. I think Garvin lost his footing right there in the ring. A little overzealous perhaps. But now fighting back. Cover. Leg hook. But Black Bart has referee Bill Scott distracted. Garvin has scored a 3 count. But it's not counting yet. Referee was out of position. Bart in the ring illegally. Nice suplex there by Black Bart. And Wild Bill will cover gorgeous Jimmy middle of the ring. But an easy kick out by Jimmy. Wild Bill now armbar. Drives Garvin to the mat. Garvin able to roll free. Whips him in up and over. He threw him up and over the top rope. That is not a disqualification in World Championship Wrestling. Picks him up. Good block there by Wild Bill. Both men fighting on the floor. But Bill takes it back into the ring. And Wild Bill turns him over a single leg Boston Crab. And Jimmy Garvin was under the bottom rope. The referee called for the break. Tag made to Black Bart. We are fast approaching 13 minutes left in the time limit. Double axe handle. Both teams would love to win here this evening. Bart waited way too long. And Jimmy Garvin let him have it with a right hand. Both teams would love to challenge for that U.S. Tag Team title. A win here would propel them in that direction. Title currently held by Eddie Gilbert and Rick Steiner. Impressive defense here earlier this evening. We have one more grudge match coming and then nothing but title matches remaining after that. It'll be Tully Blanchard taking on Manny Fernandez in a grudge match. That's going to be a Falls Count Anywhere bout. That is coming up next. Manny Fernandez scored that impressive win last week over Tully. And Tully, of course, seeking revenge. Slams him down. Good move there by Black Bart. And Bart was looking for a figure 4, perhaps. Garvin kicks him away. Ron Garvin is spent, leaning over on that top rope, now trying to right himself. And he does. One-handed bulldog by Jimmy. Less than 12 minutes left in this matchup. Wild Bill racing in, trying to break up the pin, and he does. Front face lock. Throws Garvin up and over the top rope. Now charging in, a shoulder to the midsection, sends Jimmy Garvin flying to the floor. He also hit against that steel barricade. Black Bart with a blindsided right hand, a sucker punch under Ron Garvin. Jimmy back in the ring. Luthez Perez, again fist and fire from Black Bart. And Bart's going up top. He might be going for the Texas Compactor. That flying leg drop, if he lands it, it's over. And he does. Wraps him up. 1. Garvin can't help him. Near fall. Jimmy's able to kick out. I don't think I've ever seen anyone kick out of that Texas Compactor, but Jimmy Garvin just did it. And Garvin going for the DDT. He's going to rock him with it. He planted him. Beautiful DDT by gorgeous Jimmy. Here comes Wild Bill in the ring. Come on, referee, restore some order. Wild Bill stomping away on Garvin. Garvin was able to avoid him temporarily. And now Wild Bill going out to the apron. Bill Scott orders Wild Bill out of the ring. Black Bart has been lacerated. The DDT busted him wide open. Right hand there by Bart. He is fighting back on Garvin. Inverted DDT. Down goes Ron. Cover 1, 2. Near fall. Jimmy Garvin unable to help his partner. Wild Bill just rocked him with that clothesline. Double axe handled by Black Bart. Bart and Ron Garvin, the legal men. Big right hand. What a headbutt onto Ron Garvin. Garvin's a master of that headbutt himself. 2. Another near fall. Garvin able to kick out. Less than 10 minutes remain in the time limit. What's Bart doing here? Going up top. Right in front of Jimmy. Thought better of it then. Jimmy was going to push him right off the top rope. And that time he took Jimmy down to the floor. And it looks like Bart might be going for that Texas compactor for the second time. Can he land it on Garvin? On Ron Garvin this time? Yes. Cover. Leg hooked. Jimmy kicked out. Ron did not. And Black Bart has pinned Ron Garvin for the second time in recent weeks. Here in World Championship Wrestling, impressive win once more by the Long Riders. And they are a team to be reckoned with in World Championship Wrestling. We could very well see them challenging for the U.S. Tag Team title in the near future. I can foresee they are moving up the rankings. Bart absorbed that DDT, was busted wide open, the forehead bloodied. Wild Bill came to his aid.
Here are your winners, Bill Irwin and Black Bart.
Fans, I know we're closing in on the 7 o'clock hour. Actually, we just passed it on the East Coast. We're going to be with you until at least 8 p.m., maybe longer here this evening. Thank you for staying with us. More action still to come. It is time for the Falls Count Anywhere match. Tully Blanchard looking to exact revenge on Manny Fernandez, who defeated him last week. Manager's barred from ringside in this one.
The following contest is a no disqualifications match. Making his way to the ring from San Antonio, Texas, weighing in at 241 pounds, Tully Blanchard.
So fans, it is a Falls Count Anywhere bout, but according to our ring announcer, disqualifications also won't count. That does not bode well for Manny Fernandez. Tully will not hesitate to use any foreign object on an opponent. Of course, countouts don't matter because it's Falls Count Anywhere. Tully Blanchard is undefeated in these type of matches and Falls Count Anywhere bouts. He has never lost. He is 1-0. He defeated Dusty Rhodes in this type of match.
And his opponent from El Paso, Texas, weighing in at 275 pounds, Manny Fernandez.
Manny Fernandez leads the head-to-head series 1-0. He has 2 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw. Tully Blanchard off to a slow start here in WCW. 3 wins and 5 losses. But as I mentioned, undefeated in Falls Count Anywhere matches. Will he suffer his first defeat here tonight? Both men looking to move up the rankings in World Championship Wrestling. Manny Fernandez wants to make it 2-0 against Tully Blanchard and put an end to this feud here this evening at Beach Blast. Our last pay-per-view of the summer. What a summer it's been. I volunteered to help with a Christian radio station in June. I set up at a table passing out flyers at the Troy, Ohio Strawberry Festival. 20-minute time limit in this one. Also attended a Summer Sizzler party that was also sponsored by that station. Manny picks him up, big right hand. Tully being rocked here. Russian leg sweep. And Tully rolls out to the floor. 20-minute time limit in this one. Good shoulder tackle there by Blanchard. Throws him into the steel barricade. Good move there by Blanchard. Going for a cover already. Bill Scott just got into position, but Manny kicked out before the count of 1. I've also done a lot of reading this year in general. Read 3 books by Stephen King so far. Head scissors here by Tully Blanchard, trying to force a submission. I guess submissions would count as well. Manny Fernandez with a forearm shot takes down Tully Blanchard. And Manny takes it back into the ring. I think that's a smart move by Manny Fernandez. Keep this one in the ring. You've already pinned Tully once in there. You do not want to take it to the floor, where Tully has the advantage, I think, in brawling. Both men great scientific wrestlers, but Tully has the edge, I think, in brawling. Manny picks him up. Good move there by the Raging Bull. So the 3 books I read by King, The Shining, Salem's Lot, and his non-fiction book on writing. Very heart-wrenching last chapter there, as Stephen King talked about how he was hit by a van while walking. He was walking along the side of the road, and an erratic driver who was distracted by a dog. He was driving a van, lost control, and hit King. King spent 3 weeks in the hospital recovering, and then a lot longer after that to recover. It's a very sad story there. I'm glad Stephen King recovered. Inverted atomic drop there by Blanchard. Fernandez might not recover from that. A kick out there by the Raging Bull. Also read I Know What You Did Last Summer by Lois Duncan. A lot different than the movie. But to me, that was a good thing. I didn't really care for the movie. I saw it when it came out in theaters way back in the 90s. Went to Cinemark to see that one in Piqua, Ohio. Their Cinemark is, at the time it was located inside the mall. Now they have a standalone building, but on the same lot, in the back lot of the mall. Blanchard to the very top rope. Double underhook suplex. Great maneuver there by Tully Blanchard. Barry Windham fans, he has sustained an injury. He is not in the building tonight. Suffered that injury last week in that tag team match where he and Flair lost to Magnum and Dusty. Manny has him up. Lost some audio there. We apologize for that. Glad we restored it very quickly. He just dropped him throat first over the top rope. And Manny has been smart keeping this one in the ring, where I believe he has the advantage. Good slam there by the Raging Bull, but Blanchard rolls outside. And this could be a mistake for Manny Fernandez. No, Tully's going back in the ring. No, he's not. He thinks better of it. He is trying to get Manny Fernandez off his game, and he just did that. He outsmarted Manny Fernandez there. Spinning toe hold on the floor. I also read a book by Daniel and Susan Cohen. That's Cohen. It was called Wrestling Superstars. It was published back in the 80s. I have the second one too. I'm going to read that one later this year, hopefully. It basically highlighted a lot of the top stars of the 80s, including many of the guys you're seeing here. It was a great book. I read a lot of Daniel Cohen's books back in the day when I was a kid. Used to go to the Troll Book Fair in school, and I'd always look for Daniel Cohen's books because he wrote the best ones. He wrote a lot of ghost stories. Cover here by Tully Blanchard. 1, 2, near fall. Manny Fernandez just kicked out. Drives the knee to the back of the head. I went to Piqua schools from like 1983 till 96 when I graduated high school. But actually the last 2 years, I went to JVS, as it was called back then, a joint vocational school. Everybody always snickered about the name Joint Vocational School. So they actually changed it in recent years to Upper Valley Career Center. So I actually graduated high school from the Joint Vocational School. Majored in graphic arts, which I don't use this day. The flying burrito he was going for, but Tully had it well scouted. He caught him and slams him down. Tully picks him up. Big forearm shot there. And Tully now might be going for the slingshot suplex. That's his move. The coup de grace. He lands it. Can he hold him down? Can he pin him in the center of the ring? Cover. Leg hook 1. Can he hold him down? Yes, he can. And Tully Blanchard pins him in a Falls Count Anywhere match in the middle of the ring. He has something to prove here this evening, and he has gotten revenge on Fernandez. Tully was saying the victory was a fluke all week, and he proved it here this evening, executing the slingshot suplex in the middle of the ring and pinning Fernandez for the 1-2-3. Impressive victory by Tully Blanchard here this evening to even the score. This one might be far from over, however.
Here is your winner, Tully Blanchard.
Great win, fans. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WCW World Television Championship.
Tully Blanchard remains undefeated in the Falls Count Anywhere matches, now 2-0. Another member of the Horsemen in action now. The TV champion Arn Anderson set to do battle with the American Dream Dusty Rhodes. The title is on the line in this one with a 15-minute time limit. No one in the corner of the American Dream that could play a factor in this one. Dusty Rhodes has 5 wins, 5 losses, and 1 draw in singles action. Arn Anderson has been the TV champion for 3 months, the equivalent of 91 days. 13 wins, 2 losses, and 3 draws. He has been a fighting champion. He has backed down from no man, including Dusty Rhodes. Anderson has 2 wins over Dusty Rhodes in tag team action. So Dusty unable to defeat Dusty Rhodes unable to defeat Anderson in tag team action. However, in singles competition, they are tied at 1 win apiece. Anderson making his way to the ring. I believe that 1 loss Anderson suffered was in the World Heavyweight title tournament way back at the start of our rebirth, so to speak. That World Heavyweight title tournament, ultimately won by Ric Flair. Anderson lost to Dusty Rhodes during that. And since then, Anderson has scored a win over Dusty in singles action, hoping to do it again here this evening and go up in the series 2-1. Our first of the remaining title matches. Nothing but title matches coming your way the rest of the program. So don't go anywhere, fans. Our second title match of the evening. We've had a successful title defense. Can we have another? Can Anderson retain the title, or will Dusty Rhodes raise it high at the end of this one? Let's go down to our ring announcer.
Introducing the challenger from Austin, Texas, weighing in at 270 pounds, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Introducing the champion from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing in at 225 pounds, he is the WCW World Television Champion, the Enforcer, Arn Anderson.
If you're enjoying the program so far and watching it live, go ahead and drop in the chat box, WCW lives. Also, make sure you like the video and leave a comment too. Definitely helps out the channel. Referee Bill Scott showing the championship to the challenger. Now raising it high for everyone to see. It is on the line here this evening. 15-minute time limit imposed on this one. Referee calls for the bell. Rhodes wasting no time. Good shoulder tackle. Takes down the champion. And now Rhodes stomping the arm of the champ. Collar and elbow tie-up. Wrist lock here by Double A. Overhand wrist lock by Dusty. Trying to drive Anderson to one knee. Instead takes him to the mat. And he wins that exchange. James J. Dillon in the corner of the champ. They'll lock up again. Wrist lock by Double A. Nice go behind. Hammerlock. Rhodes looking for an escape. Anderson just shoves him off. Spins him around. Full Nelson. Into a choke slam. Great move there by Anderson. Unorthodox move, but it worked. And the champion in control. Anderson from behind. Reverse suplex. Great maneuver. Already 1 minute expired in this one. This is one that could very well go to a time limit draw. We do not want to see that, but it's a good possibility. Both men conditioned to go the distance. Beautiful suplex here by the champ. Anderson looking for a shoulder claw. He's got it locked in. A very underrated maneuver, but effective nonetheless. Solid cowboy boot right to the throat of the Enforcer. Right hand there by Dusty. Dusty picks him up. Cracks the knee. And Rhodes now with the elbow to the forehead. Anderson moved out of the way, but could not avoid that kick. Double A. Good takedown. He just ran the man over. Dusty much larger. The size advantage favors the challenger. Into the corner goes Rhodes. Good elbow right to the jaw. And a one-handed bulldog by the challenger. Rhodes has the fan support here in San Diego. Head of steam from Dusty Rhodes off the ropes. Driving all the weight down to the neck of the Enforcer. And now Dusty slings him off the ropes. Dusty stomps the arm. And again, trying to wear down the champion. Shoulder claw here by Rhodes. Dusty drives him to the mat. And now looking to make Anderson submit right here. 12 minutes left in the time limit. Anderson's locked in it for a long time. Can he get out, or will he be forced to submit this early on in this matchup? It is not looking good for the champion right now. Anderson slips free. Picks up Rhodes. Great strength here by Double A on display. Beautiful suplex. A cover. Wraps up the leg. One. A one count only. Rhodes got the shoulder up. And Rhodes is in the ropes, according to referee Bill Scott. Front face lock by the Enforcer. Flips him over. Drops the leg across the arm. James J. Dillon celebrating. Side headlock. The champion has Rhodes right where he wants him, on the mat. Keep the big man grounded. That's the strategy that would seem by Anderson. A side headlock here by Rhodes. Shoves him free. And now whips him into the corner. Just wailing on the back of Double A. Now flips him around. Into the corner. Look out, Bill Scott. Scott was grazed there by Anderson as he was pushed past him. Rhodes rocking him here with lefts. Now winding up. Double throat thrust. Anderson's been busted open. And Rhodes sizing up Anderson. Arn's in trouble. The bionic elbow to that busted forehead. Drags him to the middle of the ring. Cover. Wraps up the leg. Anderson is down. He pinned him. He pinned him. New champion crowned. Fans are stunned. Anderson did not look like he was with it here this evening. He was totally off his game, and Dusty Rhodes just pinned him in less than 5 minutes. Makes me wonder, I think it was the fact that he was busted open. And then here, that bionic elbow right to that wound, that bloody forehead. He knocked out Anderson. We've got a new TV champion.
Here is your winner and new WCW World Television Champion, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
A new TV champion crowned here this evening. Anderson was off his game.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WCW United States Championship.
Things were going well for the Horsemen as Blanchard got revenge on Fernandez, pinned him with that slingshot suplex. But then Anderson losing the only title held by the Horsemen currently to Dusty Rhodes in less than 5 minutes. Rhodes busted open the forehead. I think he knocked out Anderson. It took Anderson a while to revive. Meanwhile, Nikita Koloff making his way to the ring. It has not been a good night for Paul Jones's Army so far. It has been a good night for Hot Stuff International. They're up 2-0 on the Army. Nikita hoping to regain the U.S. title here this evening from Sting, the man he lost it to at the Great American Bash back in July. Sting leads the head-to-head series 2-0. But in tag team action, each man has a victory. They are 1-1 in tag action. Sting with 1 win over Koloff, and Koloff with 1 win over Sting. Koloff has 9 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw in singles action. Sting in singles action, 6 wins. 6 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw. Sting has been the U.S. champion for 35 days. Koloff held the title for 91 days. He was the inaugural champion, winning it at the Clash of the Champions in April. Will Missy Hyatt accompany Sting to the ring? Let's hope so for his sake, because Paul Jones is backing the challenger. And yes, indeed, there's Missy. She now has one of the strongest stables here in World Championship Wrestling with Sting, Lex Luger, Rick Steiner, and Eddie Gilbert. She has 2 titles, 2 champions. Actually, 3 champions, because Steiner and Gilbert both holding gold. Or rather, silver, you might say. The U.S. titles, of course, made of silver. Can Hot Stuff International make that clean sweep here over Paul Jones's Army this evening? Let's go down to our ring announcer.
Introducing the challenger from Moscow, Russia, weighing in at 267 pounds, Russian Nightmare, Nikita Koloff. Introducing the champion from Venice Beach, California, weighing in at 251 pounds. He is the WCW United States Champion. This is Sting.
If you're just joining us, we have a new World Television Champion. He is the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Also tonight, Tully Blanchard pinned Manny Fernandez in a Falls Count Anywhere match. The Long Riders, Wild Bill Irwin and Black Bart defeated Ron Garvin and Jimmy Garvin. Lex Luger forced the Barbarian to submit to the Human Torture Rack in that great I Quit match. And Larry Zbyszko pinned Tommy Rich in 2 straight falls in a best of 3. And of course, the U.S. Tag Team Champions, Eddie Gilbert and Rick Steiner, retained against Baron Raschke and Ivan Koloff. The fans here in San Diego behind their home state fan, that is Sting, who is from Venice Beach. Right hand there by the Stinger. Really rocking Koloff. What a chop there. Good block by Nikita and a knee to the ribs. Look at the strength of Koloff. Military pressing Sting. And Koloff has some supporters here in California. Stomps the face of the champion. Koloff now picks up Sting. Drops him gut first over the knee. Lateral press. Good kick out there by the Stinger. Front face lock by Koloff. Good backbreaker by Nikita. Turns him over. Single leg Boston Crab. 20-minute time limit in this U.S. title match. Sting kicks him away. Big elbow there by Sting. Really rocked Nikita. Still to come, the World Tag Team titles on the line. The champions, Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson, the Rock and Roll Express, taking on the former champions, Beautiful Bobby Eaton and Sweet Stan, the Midnight Express. Sting and Koloff ran into each other like a couple of Mack trucks. Sting rolls him over. Cover, leg hook. 1, 2. Can he get him? Almost scored a quick pinfall over Nikita Koloff. Sting thought it was a slow count. I don't think it was. Went for the right hand. Nobody home, but that one connected. Whips him into the corner. Sting charging in. No, he got hit with an elbow. Sting was going for the clothesline. Koloff just pelted him right in the jaw with that back elbow. Just shoves the Stinger down. Koloff has never defeated Sting in head-to-head action. Can he score his first win here this evening? Good scoop slam there by Koloff. In singles action, that is. As I mentioned, Koloff did defeat Sting in tag team action earlier this year. But Sting also holds a win in tag team action. So overall, Sting leads 3 matches to 1. Sting has him up, vertical suplex. Sting just holding him up, all the blood rushing to the head of Koloff. Now drops him to the mat. Missy Hyatt applauding. She's loving what she's seeing so far. Good chin lock here by the champion. Our third of 5 title matches coming your way this evening. We've seen 1 successful defense and 1 crowning of a new champion. Good elbows there by Koloff. And now the Russian Nightmare rakes the eyes of Sting. Bill Scott warns Nikita Koloff, then he clawed the back. That elicited another warning from the referee. Cover here by Koloff. A 1 count only. Sting kicks out. Our last 2 matches, of course, both world title matches. The tag titles on the line. And then the World Heavyweight title match between Flair and Magnum TA. A 1 count only. Sting got the shoulder off the mat. Koloff stays on him. Again, raking the eyes. Sting shakes it off. What a man is Sting. Can he get him up? No, he can't. Sting was going for either the power bomb or the pile driver. Either way, it was not effective. Koloff just backdropped him. Another beautiful suplex here by Nikita Koloff, driving Sting to the mat. And now Koloff applying that vicious shoulder claw, the nerve hold, trying to paralyze the arm of Sting. Sting sweeps the leg out from underneath the challenger, and now calls out to the crowd. Koloff with the right hand, nobody home. Sting presses him high above his head and drops him to the mat. Sting fired up here in front of his home state crowd. Good clothesline there by the Stinger. And another. And a third. Sting, head of steam. Koloff just collapses in the corner. Sting's going to put him up on the top rope. 15 minutes remain in the time limit. Sting has him up. Koloff in trouble. Sting with the fall-away slam from up high. And now Sting was looking for the Scorpion Death Drop. Good block there by the challenger. The Russian Nightmare now with a backbreaker. Now stomps the arm of the Stinger. Camel clutch leaning back. And we have reached 7:30 on the East Coast. Vicious clothesline by the challenger. As I said, we'll stay with you as long as needed to bring you the remaining title matches. There are 2 left after this one. Missy Hyatt helping her man Sting. We saw her assist Lex Luger earlier. Sting fighting back. Both men on the floor. They have until the count of 10 to get back in the ring. Sting calling out to the crowd. Their energy fuels him. Picks him up. Sting just slings Koloff back first against the hard apron. That actually broke the count. According to referee Bill Scott, Nikita went under the bottom rope and that broke the count, reset it. And now the bear hug by Nikita Koloff. We could have a new champion crowned right here out of nowhere. Sting's in trouble. He's crushing the ribs. Sting might have to surrender. Can he get out of the bear hug? Sting trying to drive the elbow to the right to the neck. Claps the ears. And he escapes the hold. Good clothesline there by Sting. Koloff rolls. He's up in the face of Missy Hyatt. Sting will not stand for that. But that was a distraction. Koloff kicked him right in the midsection. But Sting firing back. Military press on the floor. Referee issuing the 10 count. They have until the count of 10 to get back in, or they will both be counted out. Sting shoves Koloff back in. Measures him. Elbow right to the nose, it looked like. Sting picks him up. Big right hand. Going for the Scorpion Death Drop. And there's Paul Jones up on the apron. Distracted the referee, and Sting saw it. He's going to take a minute to catch his breath. Paul Jones unfastened the top turnbuckle. Bill Scott reapplying it. Cover here by Sting. Hooks the leg. Can he hold him down? A 1 count only. Koloff kicked out. What a match here for the U.S. Heavyweight title. Sting measuring Koloff. He might be going for the Scorpion Deathlock here. And yes, indeed. Steps inside. Can he turn him over? Koloff fighting it, but he can't. He can't prevent it. He's got it locked in. Can Koloff get out? No, he can't. He just slapped the mat. He submits. And Sting will retain the U.S. title. And Sting remains undefeated in singles action against the Russian Nightmare Nikita Koloff, improving to 3-0. Another impressive win by Hot Stuff International, and they take the sweep of Paul Jones's Army here this evening. Great matchup here between these two, and Sting prevails. Still your U.S. champion.
Here is your winner, and still WCW United States Champion. This is Sting.
Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. Welcome back, wrestling fans. Our first of 2 world title matches. The World Tag Team titles are on the line. The former champions, the Midnight Express, to challenge the World Tag Team champions, Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson, the Rock and Roll Express. And there you see James E. Cornette accompanying his men to the ring. They are the former World Tag Team champions. They were the inaugural champions, winning that tournament at the Clash of the Champions so many months ago. They held on to those belts for 91 days, just over 3 months, before losing them to the Rock and Roll Express, who have now been the champions for 35 days. The Midnights have 4 wins and 4 losses in tag team action. The Rock and Roll Express, 7 wins and 1 loss. That 1 loss came at the hands of the Midnight Express. But the Rock and Roll Express lead the series 3 matches to 1 in tag team action. We have seen them go at it in singles action. Bob Eaton is 2-0 against the Rock and Roll Express. Robert Gibson 1-1. He scored a win over Stan Lane. And Ricky Morton is 0-1 in singles action. So Eaton has defeated both members of the Rock and Roll Express in singles matches. So overall, if you factor in the singles matches, the Rock and Roll Express have a 4-3 lead. Let's go down to our ring announcer.
WCW World Tag Team Beautiful Bobby Eaton, Sweet Stan Lane. On the way to the ring, at a combined weight of 457 pounds, Beautiful Bobby Eaton and Sweet Stan Lane. The Midnight Express. Beautiful Bobby Eaton, Sweet Stan Lane, and their opponents, at a combined weight of 469 pounds, they are the World Champions, Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson, the Rock and Roll Express.
Fans, our next big event will be Clash of the Champions 5 Fall Brawl, taking place on Saturday, September 27th at 6:05 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll, of course, be back next Saturday at our usual time, 6:05 p.m. on the East Coast. That's Saturday, September the 6th. 30-minute time limit for this World Tag Team title match. Ricky Morton starting things off against Beautiful Bobby Eaton. Bobby, as I said, has pinned Ricky Morton in singles action. He has also pinned Robert Gibson. The Midnights would love to regain the gold here tonight. And so would Jim Cornette. Tag made to Robert. The pay is so much higher when you're the champion. Double hip toss there by the World Tag Team Champions. Cover here, hooks the leg, one. A 1 count only. Gibson trying to catch Eaton sleeping here early on, but Eaton able to kick out. Still to come, the World Heavyweight title on the line. The champion Magnum TA taking on the number 1 contender, Nature Boy Ric Flair. Flair, of course, the former champion. Flair was our inaugural champion. Gibson off the middle of rope. Sunset flip. Can he hold him down? 1. A 1 count. Eaton kicks out. Gibson wasting no time, makes the tag to Ricky Morton. Beautiful Bobby will make the tag to Sweet Stan. And Stan runs him over with that shoulder block. Right hand there by Sweet Stan. Good backhanded strike. Arm drag. Cover here by Stan. Here comes Gibson in. Gibson slow to get in. Ricky Morton kicked out on his own accord. Stan Lane with the right hand, nobody home, and Morton missed there. Good neck breaker by Sweet Stan Lane. Right hand there by Morton. Morton has him. Swinging neck breaker. Cover, leg hooked. 1. Halloween Havoc fast approaching. We'll have the Halloween Havoc tour starting October the 1st. More details on that in the coming weeks. We're going to have daily shows, at least Monday through Friday. We'll also have our Saturday program. The only break will be on Sundays. Good one-handed bulldog there by Sweet Stan Lane. The Lethal Lottery will take place early in October. We'll see 1 match per weekday. 15 matches in that one. If you're not familiar with the Lethal Lottery, it starts with 60 wrestlers putting their names in a hat. Good belly to back suplex there by Sweet Stan Lane. He planted Ricky Morton, and the challenger's in control. A name will be drawn out, followed by another name. They will form a tag team. You could see Stan Lane teaming with Ricky Morton. And then 2 names will be drawn from there. That'll be their opponents. It could very well be Robert Gibson and Beautiful Bobby. What a match that would be. The winning team will advance to the Battle Bowl. A 30-man over-the-top rope battle royal. The winner will get a world title shot sometime in the near future. Good elbow there by Robert Gibson. A reverse figure 4 leg lock here by Robert. Great maneuver. Stan Lane in a lot of trouble, in the throes of pain here. And he'll punch the kneecap of Gibson. Good job of escaping by Sweet Stan. Stan Lane, Beautiful Bobby want those World Tag Team titles back. Double team coming up. Here comes Ricky in. A little late, but he did deliver a good swift kick to the midsection of Stan Lane. I believe it's Beautiful Bobby and Robert Gibson, the legal men. Referee Bill Scott quick to restore order. But meanwhile, Jim Cornette just slid a chair under the bottom rope and into the ring. Gibson now picks up Beautiful Bobby. Going for the suplex. Can Bobby block it? No, he could not block it. Robert Gibson going up top. Flying elbow drop. Cover. Hooks the leg. Can he hold him down? 2. A kick out by Beautiful Bobby. Front face lock. Flips him over. Drops the leg across the bicep. Runs him over with that shoulder tackle. Cover. Hooks the leg. Can he hold him down? 25 minutes left in the time limit. Fans, we're going to have a 1-hour time limit for our main event. So this might be a good time to use the restroom if necessary. Come back and grab some snacks in case it goes that long. As I said, we're here till at least 8 o'clock. But we will go longer if needed. We could very well go to a 9. Flying knee drop there by Beautiful Bobby. You might want to put it on pause. That's one beauty about the modern times. Drops the leg down. Ricky Morton from behind. I think he hit Bill Scott as well. Bill Scott took a glancing blow, but he did connect with the back of the head of Beautiful Bobby with that cheap shot. Unusual move. Now Bill Scott's warning Ricky Morton. Don't try that again. I'll disqualify you, he said. Monkey flip here by Robert Gibson. The Road Warriors know very well. Do not mess with the referee. They were suspended. That suspension is lifted on October the 1st. They will be part of the Lethal Lottery. Russian leg sweep coming up by Robert Gibson. Beautiful maneuver. Gibson winding up now. He might be going to clothesline Beautiful Bobby. Right hand. Gibson has him. Running Bulldog. He rocked Beautiful Bobby. That would have made Sam Houston proud. We'll see Sam Houston in the Lethal Lottery as well. Tag made. Wow, everybody's signed to the roster. Double drop kick. They're going to retain the titles right here. Morton with the cover. 1. No, there's Stan Lane coming in. Morton saw him out of the corner of his eye. And Stan Lane saves Beautiful Bobby right there. It would have been over. Would have been a quick win for the Rock and Roll Express. And now Morton letting Stan Lane have it, putting the boots to him. Beautiful Bobby finally getting to his feet. He wants to tag his partner. He's nowhere to be found. Morton went out of the ring. I think he thought Bobby had slid out of the ring. Into the ropes. Good running clothesline by Beautiful Bobby. He has nobody to tag. Cover. Hooks the leg. Gibson makes the save. Gibson very methodical about coming in to save his partner. Suplexes Bobby back into the ring. Gibson has to get out of there. He'll be disqualified. Cover here by Morton. Might have him. 1. Leg hook. 2. And near fall. Beautiful Bobby just kicked out. Stan Lane in no condition to help his partner at this moment. And there's Lane trying to get back to his feet. Morton applying the figure 4 leg lock on beautiful Bobby. Bobby grabs the forehead trying to block out the pain. And he'll use the right hand, that strong right hand, to escape. Good move there by beautiful Bobby. Side salto suplex there by beautiful Bobby Eaton. And now he has Morton right where he wants him. But he desperately needs to make a tag. Tag made the sweet Stan. They're going to go for the flying leg drop by Stan. Usually it's Bobby Eaton who applies it. And he just nailed it on Ricky Morton. Cover. Leg hook. New champions. Robert slow to get there. Robert again slow to get there, but Ricky was able to kick out somehow. And there's Gibson. He picks up Stan Lane. Vertical suplex there by Robert Gibson. 21 minutes remain in the time limit. Gibson is not the legal man. He just threw Stan Lane out of the ring, and now Gibson up on top. High-risk move, and it did not pay off. Gibson went crashing to the mat. That thin mat out on the floor. Stan Lane was able to move out of the way. And Ricky throws Stan Lane into the side of the ring. His face bounced off the apron. Ricky puts him back in. Tag made to Robert. Robert putting the boots to Stan Lane. Drives the knee to the lower back. And Robert Gibson just took down beautiful Bobby. Knocked him off the apron. And now Robert whips Stan Lane into the corner. 20 minutes remain in the time limit. They're going to go for the double drop kick once more, it would seem. And they landed on sweet Stan. Beautiful Bobby's on the floor. Ricky has him pinned. Referee out of position 1. Leg hooked. Can he hold him down? Yes, he can. The Rock and Roll Express retain the World Tag Team titles with an impressive victory over the Midnight Express this evening. And in tag team competition, it's now 4 wins for the Rock and Roll Express compared to the Midnight's 1. Impressive win here tonight over the number 1 ranked team to the tag team titles. Wait a minute, the Long Riders! They're racing to the ring! They've hit the ring, and they've taken down the Rock and Roll Express. They've knocked down referee Bill Scott as well. They ran him over to get to the ring. What are they trying to prove here? We saw them earlier tonight, victorious over Jimmy and Ron Garvin, and now they've attacked the World Tag Team Champions. Bill Scott yelling at them to get out of the ring. We've got to take a timeout. Ricky and Robert have just wrestled. Welcome back, wrestling fans. Thanks to our security team for breaking up that one. It's time for the main event.
The contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship.
The Long Riders trying to make a statement here this evening. They apparently want the World Tag Team titles. They attack Ricky and Robert. And there you see Ric Flair challenging for the world title. He did not come alone. There you see Tully Blanchard, Baby Doll, and James J. Dillon. Anderson, surprised not to see him out there, but he was not himself here this evening. And I'm being told that he's being looked at by our medical team. He may have suffered a serious injury in that matchup against Dusty Rhodes. We know that Barry Windham did in tag team action against Magnum TA and Dusty Rhodes. Barry Windham out of action indefinitely. Anderson may be joining that injured list as well. The Horsemen really suffering here tonight except for Tully Blanchard. And Ric Flair hopes to make it a good night if he can regain the world title against the current champion, Magnum TA. What an ovation for Magnum TA. It looks like he did not come alone either. There is Dusty Rhodes, the new TV champion, almost rubbing it into the face of the Horsemen. They've got all the titles, at least 2 of the major ones. And Dusty already proudly wearing that World Television title that he dethroned Anderson for earlier tonight. In record time for a TV title match. The Horsemen limping, but they would love to change that to Celebration tonight if they can wrest that world title away from Magnum TA this evening. Ric Flair would love to become a 2-time champion here tonight. Flair was the inaugural champion, winning the tournament. And he won that title at the Clash of the Champions 1 in April. On my birthday, April 26th. Flair has 5 wins and 3 losses. He was the champion for 91 days. Magnum TA 8 wins, 3 losses. He has been the champion for 35 days. He leads the head-to-head single series 3 matches to 0.
From Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing in at 245 pounds, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Introducing the champion from Virginia Beach, Virginia, weighing in at 245 pounds, he is the WCW World Heavyweight Champion, Magnum TA.
1 hour time limit for this World Heavyweight title match. As I was saying, Magnum leads the single series 3 matches to 0. Flair has never defeated him. In fact, Magnum has his number altogether. Magnum is 5-0 in tag team matches against Ric Flair. Flair has never defeated Magnum TA. Flair was perhaps fortunate he did not meet him in the World Heavyweight title tournament back in April. Well, it started in March, extended into April, and concluded in April. But Magnum 8-0 against Ric Flair in singles and tag team action. Good collar and elbow tie-up. Flair with a wrist lock. Can Flair upend him here tonight? Can he regain the title and restore honor for the Horsemen here this evening? So far they are 1-1. Flair would like to make it 2-1. Barry Windham, as I mentioned, sustained an injury in that tag team match, out of commission indefinitely. Hopefully he returns soon for the sake of the Horsemen. And Flair having worked with Dusty Rhodes out there. Flair has Tully and Baby Doll and James J. Dillon backing him up. Tully getting up in the face of Magnum TA. They're no strangers. Flair taking his time getting back in the ring. Good cheap shot there by the Nature Boy. Nice sucker punch. Dragon Screw takes him down. Flair already going to work on the leg. Magnum moved out of the way but could not avoid that stomp. Flair stomping the knee. Now snaps the leg. Cover here by Flair. You won't put Magnum TA away that easily. Flair again, targeting the leg. Good strategy. He wants that world title back. We've already seen 1 title change here tonight. Can we see a second? Fans of the Rock and Roll Express are in good spirits. They did not sustain any injury from that attack by the Long Riders. But the Long Riders have made it clear they want a match against the Rock and Roll Express, preferably with the titles on the line. Magnum kicks away the challenger. Good forearm shot there by the boss. Magnum TA 8 wins, 3 losses. Flair 5 wins, 3 losses. Cover here by Magnum. 1. A 1 count only. Flair kicks out. Flair quick to his feet. Good elbow there by the Nature Boy. What a chop. And another. Flair can go the distance. He can go an hour. But this time the clock favors Magnum TA, the champion. If this should end in a 1 hour time limit draw, the title remains with the champion. Magnum picks him up. Slams him down face first. Flair hurting. Rolls outside. Making his way back into the ring. Magnum going to help him back in with a hip toss. Helped him in the hard way. Good kick there by the boss. And the world champion snaps down the head of Nature Boy Ric Flair. And it's Flair now whose leg is kicked. Magnum turns him over. Single leg Boston Crab. Really wrenching back on the knee. Flair in trouble. Locked in for a long time here. Flair being asked by Bill Scott if he wants to give up. Flair shakes the head and shouts no. Magnum really working over the leg. Flair rolls him over and kicks free, but Flair favoring that leg. Front face lock and goes to the eyes. Dirty move there by the Nature Boy. He is the dirtiest player in the game. Butterfly suplex. Great execution by the challenger. Lateral press. Can he hold him down for the 3 count? No, he cannot. A 1 count, and Magnum kicks out. Drops the elbow to the lower back. Flair now. Double underhook once again. Another double arm suplex. And Flair now applying the shoulder claw on the world champion. Baby Doll celebrating. What a night it's going to be for the Horsemen if they walk away with the gold. Big side slam there by Magnum TA. A version of that belly-to-belly suplex that he loves to execute. He might have the challenger pinned right here. A 1 count. Flair able to kick out. Magnum thought he had him beat right there. Magnum going up top. High risk move, but Flair is getting to his feet. And Magnum saw that. Calls an audible and reroutes. Magnum, good block there by the boss. And Flair slapped him right in the mouth. 55 minutes left in the time limit. 55 minutes. Wraps the leg over the bottom rope. It's digging into the flesh. Flair stomping away. Rolls him over. Elbow, lower back. Flair again picks him up. Again for the 3rd time. The butterfly suplex or double arm suplex, whichever you prefer. Either way, it's effective. Flair with an elbow to the top of the head. Flair again has Magnum. Trips him up. Slingshot. Nice slingshot there by Flair. Lateral press. Magnum close to the ropes too. And Magnum just got the shoulder up. Almost crowned a new champion right there. Flair would have loved that. A quick win over the world champion. Would have been reason to celebrate indeed. And Flair going for the figure 4 early perhaps. Yes, he is. He's got it locked in. Magnum in trouble, but he's close to the ropes. Can Magnum turn it over? Referee's going to call for the break. He said that Magnum got his arm under the bottom rope, and Flair not happy about that call. Flair's going to pick him up here. Flair continues the onslaught on the legs. Dusty yelling up at Flair. Flair stomping the legs. Into the corner goes Magnum. Flair picks him up. Puts him up on the top rope. What's he going to do with him? Flair now going for a side slam off the middle rope. Great execution. A great move there by the former champion, Nature Boy Ric Flair. He is in fine form here this evening. He has been training for this matchup. Trying to force Magnum to give up, but Magnum slips free. Vicious chop there by the Nature Boy. Missed with that one. But Flair now, once again, trips up Magnum. Has him under the rope. Another slingshot. Guillotine the man. And now Flair, what's he doing here? Going out to the floor. Now back in. I think Flair was going to try to drag Magnum under the bottom rope and perhaps drive an elbow right to the throat. Flair off the ropes now. Knocks him off the apron. Unusual move here for Flair. High risk move. Magnum caught him. Magnum caught him. Tombstone pile driver on the floor. Magnum caught him. Flair took it to the floor and took it to the air, and that was not a good strategy. Flair not accustomed to high-risk maneuvers. The fans appreciate it nonetheless. Magnum caught him, and now Flair throws him back in the ring. Tried to stomp the leg. Magnum just too far away. Flair again back to work. Undaunted is Flair, unfazed. He is stomping the legs of Magnum TA, trying to shatter him, trying to shatter the bone. Magnum catches the leg. Good elbow right to the leg. And Magnum is going for the belly-to-belly suplex. Flair's going for the figure 4 again. For the second time, and this time Magnum's a long way from the ropes. Flair's got it locked in on Magnum TA, the world champion, in trouble. Bill Scott asking him, Magnum might have to surrender right here. His title's on the line. Magnum TA knows he's trapped. putting the hands to the forehead, trying to block out the pain, trying not to submit. The fans getting behind him. Can he turn it over? Yes, he can. And that'll force the break. Flair, his leg was hurt as well. He's grabbing the kneecap. Magnum whips him into the... I thought he was going for the belly-to-belly. Good block there by Flair. He was indeed going for the belly-to-belly suplex, but Flair had it well scouted. He just put both arms out in front of him to block the hold. And now Flair throws him up and over. Big right hand there, Brother Nature Boy. And Flair now, with 50 minutes left in the time limit, takes it back out to the floor. He is trying to brawl with Magnum TA. Apparently the strategy has been to take it to the floor and inflict a lot of punishment on Magnum TA early on. The longer this match goes, the more it favors Nature Boy Ric Flair. If he can sustain or inflict a lot of punishment on Magnum, and the back of his head just cracked against those steel steps. Magnum fighting back though, somehow. Throws Flair into the steel. And Flair is down. Magnum picks him up. Throws him again, shoulder first into the steel. Magnum's back in the ring. Flair has until the count of 10 to get back in. I don't think he's going to make it. 9. Magnum cheering. He's going to get the count-out victory. We're out of time. See you next Saturday.